Hello and welcome to Clairvoyant Conversations. Tonight we will do a general reading for the week ahead, and I just want to mention a little bit. So I'm still up in New South Wales. It's actually my last night here, so I leave tomorrow. But I just want to mention I grabbed one of their magazines up here, which is the Byron Shire Echo, and it's talking about the stars by a lady called Lilith. So it talks about Capricorn, the mountain goat. Anyway, so it just said in here, I just wanted to mention. So we have the Sun, Venus, and a midweek new moon and Pluto all in Capricorn. So this week's wishes the Shire's horny goat folk a better late than never. Happy birthday. So I thought that was really cute, just talking about the horny goat. Hi Teresa, hi Jeannie, how are you? I remembered your name, like I dream of Jeannie. Hey Gaia. So yeah, we've had the Sun, we've had the new moon, we've had Venus and Pluto all in Capricorn. So remembering that Capricorn is that goat, sometimes the horny goat, it is the high achiever. So it strives to be the best. When we think about the goat as well, I usually see it as a visual representation of, a goat with all feet standing on that little rock, climbing a mountain, doing what seems to be the impossible. So if you want something that is, impossible or seems impossible to be done, whether you summon up that Capricorn energy inside yourself or ask a Capricorn to do it, it's a real high achiever Capricorn energy. The other thing that I've noticed this week too is amongst some people is that there's like a level of frustration, not only just within a collective and to do with like things going on around the world, but also sort of like a personal irritation level. So whether some of that Capricorn energy might be that frustration of feeling like a little bit held back when we really just want to sort of shoot for the stars and go forward, especially with this new moon energy with Capricorn that we've just transitioned through. There's that real high striving sense of wanting to have achievements done, wanting to tick things off the list and that for going into the new year. So have patience with yourself. It is said to be changing by going into the next cycle. Hi Suzanne from Melbourne. Hi Daylene. Hi Chrissy. Let's see, what we'll do is let's pick some cards to go into this coming week. So first of all, let's see how many cards they want to give us this week. Oops, and we're having some fall out already. So we've got 2 cards fall out and a third one. I'm just hearing the message hold tight as well, and they've asked me to pick a 4th one. So we've got 4 cards to work with going into next week. Let's see what energies we have. All right, so the first energy I'm seeing is what looks to be a life raft. And so this is going in over the next couple of days. I'm seeing what looks to be a blow-up boat, and I'm hearing the word buoyant. So they're showing me, that, say if you're being rescued and you have that self-inflating life raft that's out on the ocean, and it's like it's enough for sort of like a survival type energy. It's not necessarily like a boat with oars and a ship and everything, but you really just want to hold tight and sort of stay in that and stay calm. This is the energy I'm seeing going over the next 2 days, so it will be interesting to see. The other thing that I'm seeing is they're talking about like learning to hold tide, and what they're showing me with that is to sort of like go with the flow of the tide rather than try to paddle against it and get exhausted. So I am seeing like a little bit of that energy as well. We will be getting into some personal readings soon. I will grab a piece of paper too to write on. Cool, I've got some here. So let's have a look what else we have in the cards. The other thing that I am seeing in the next card, so like mid next week, is I am seeing nature. So I feel like after that long kind of like float and kind of like waiting for the waves to take you to the shore, there is that energy of making landfall and meeting the trees. And then as we head towards the end, I'm seeing what looks to be kind of like a golden cup, and I feel like it's like winning a prize or winning a cup. Now let me just see, because they're saying to look inside the cup. What I'm seeing inside the cup looks like I don't know if you guys remember from like when you're kids, especially here in Australia, and possibly for those people that are in the UK, we had a lolly that was like M&M's called Smarties. And anyway, I'm seeing all these blue ones, and as a kid, I I think even sometimes they would do a special run of just blue Smarties. For some reason, Spirit is showing me this. So whether there's going to be a special run of energy or a turn in luck, but a cup to me represents trusting your heart, trusting your intuition and gut. So that is coming towards the end of next week, kind of like trusting for that treasure within. But for some reason, this treasure holds a childhood dream or essence or kind of magic to it. So very interesting, not just your normal kind of treasure. This is something that means something on a personal, wonderment, magical type level. So the other card that we have at the end, I'm being shown like a fluffy baby chicken. And I'm just seeing like being held and sort of like taking care of it. But they're talking about like the fragility of it. But I'm seeing this as a version of self, and they're talking about like to take care of this. So whether there is something sort of magical coming towards the end, but then there's like, you know, being gentle with yourself and kind of nurturing, would be very interesting energy. Let's fit these cards and see what we've got. Oh, these are great cards. Oh, and we have cups as well. So we have the card of happiness. And this is a beautiful card because it's the 9 of Cups. So this is sort of like on an emotional level, getting to like that feeling of fulfillment and kind of like reaching that process. The card that we have after this is the card of success. So in this happiness card, we also have that Jupiter energy of expansion. And we also have that Piscean energy as well. And that ability to kind of like go with the flow, which is funny because we talked about remembering at the start that life raft energy. So this is the card that we had with that. So if you can hold tide and go with the flow, it's leading to success. It's really just about things unfolding and more of the story coming into play as we go into next week. The other thing that we have is that may have been what felt like sort of like a long, hard road or a long, hard journey to get to the point of where we're going midweek. So we do have like a lot of healing that comes from this success as well. It is a 6 of disc, which is sort of like closer to earth energy or something manifesting or reaching sort of like past that, just past that pinnacle point. So where it's feeling like things are starting to line up, then we're moving towards the end of the week to a place of power. This for me speaks of confidence, it speaks of foundation. The other energy that I get with this too is it has a bit of Capricorn sun energy. Sometimes it can be like a little bit frustrating. They're showing me two things. They're showing me it's almost like standing on the inside of the door and feeling strong and feeling safe and protected. And then it's almost on the same time, they're showing me like a Gemini energy, which is really interesting, being on the outside of the door and feeling frustrated wanting to get in. But what they're showing me is to be that house or to be that castle. So we also have this moat that goes around it, which is about tuning into the gut, tuning into the emotion. And when the emotions reach that right phase, we're able to go freely in and out. That doorway that's sort of like self-imposed is opening up. I just saw Linda saying she loves Smarties. How random is that? I love the random messages from Spirit. So the thing to focus on is your self-belief, holding tight in that life raft, letting the ebb and flow take place and happen, giving a chance for things to line up, to stand in your power. So one important thing to remember is when we're standing in power, it's also important to wait for the right timing, to not rush things. Even though with this Capricorn energy that's been around, there might be a tendency to be like, now, I want things to happen now. It's really important to kind of take heed of this at the moment, to hold in your power zone. Do not kind of like, you know, bend to things that don't feel 100% for you. We also have this card, the card of swords. So it's the 6 of swords as well. So this is also being careful of other people's opinions, ideas. I feel like I just want to go like this, like put shields up and sort of deflect these sword energies away. They feel like that's energy coming from like mental and emotional and spiritual overwhelm is the words that I'm hearing Spirit say. We have Mercury, so this is that very active mind state. So doing a lot of meditation will help get you through the week. The other thing that we have too is we have Aquarius with this as well. So when we start to like let the mind quieten, we can really get into those deeper messages, those deeper feelings, that knowledge that comes in. And it comes in sometimes through that emotional watery intuition as well. We need to allow with that meditation and holding that peace and power, we need to allow for this divine inspiration to flow through, because this is going to provide a lot of inspiration for different projects that you're working on, different lots of study, energies in relationships, all this sort of energy. It's about bringing divine inspiration in, is what I'm seeing in the card. So let's take a few names. I can see someone is signed into Spiritual Events Directory saying, hi, lovely lady, I would love a reading. Oh, it says Melanie Wellard. let's get a card for you. Okay. And then we've got Leonie Turner. So I'm going to take a few names, so stick with us and I'll try to get to as many as we can. Okay, and Sebastian Roberts. Nice to see some guys on here as well. You are surrounded by a lot of beautiful women tonight. Let's also Nicole Mihat just finished eating Smarties chocolate. Let's pick a card for you as well. So you wanted to know about should I study or move apartment? Okay. I hope I'm saying your name right, Nicole. Okay, so we'll start with this. So first we're going to read for Melanie. I think it was. Where was it? Melanie Wallard. Let's pick a card for you. Oh, as soon as I start shuffling, I'm showing the image of a butterfly and I'm feeling my energy just come in towards the heart. I feel that like with your energy, you're so used to giving to others and meeting people in the space of the heart. This is a great comfort that you bring to people. And it's also very part of, thank you, Sebastian. It is very beautiful, the energy that we have here with this gorgeous group, and you're part of that, so thank you. So what I'm seeing for you, Melanie, is that energy of you meeting like your clients and meeting people in the space of the heart. And I feel there's been a lot of giving. They're talking about time to replenish. I'm seeing almost like the energy of a waterfall wash over you. And I'm just sort of seeing this kind of action Spirit showing me. So it's like replenishing in the heart chakra, taking some time out to rest. I'm seeing something happening outside of what they're showing me, the mental mind. So whether you feel like something's happening at the moment that feels possibly out of your control or possibly like a little bit out of depth, they're showing me hold tight. Be that that boat that we talked about floating on the water. So let's flip this card. Oh yeah, so we have this card, which is interesting. We did talk about yellow and we talked about kind of like around that mental energy and different things as well. This is the card of strife. So this is a 5 of Wands. Sometimes this is strife on a more on sort of like a spiritual level, or feeling like things are spiritually a little bit feeling stagnant or at a stop still, or sometimes that we want to jump and we want to get to that next stage. So this is really about like centering, kind of going into that meditative breath reflection stage. This has the energy of Saturn with Leo as well. So Saturn sometimes can feel like we're being constricted, or we feel like that we're having to abide by certain rules and things. But knowing when you ground is when you step into this Leo energy and you step into this leadership, and then all the things sort of come to the party. So try not to think too much about things that are happening outside of you and things that you can't control at the moment. Focus on your energy, focus on that grounding, focus on one breath at a time, one step at a time. Move into that space of the heart and give yourself that self-nurturing and nourishment that your physical and spiritual body is asking for. So I hope that helps. Let's have a look. We are going to pick some more people soon. We're just getting through. So Leonie Turner. And then we've got a few more people coming up that we've written names down for. So I'm just going to shuffle. So Leonie, we're picking a card for you. All right, so Spirit was kind of like breathing out when they picked this. And when I put the card down, it spun around on the table. So a bit of a breath out, a bit possibly feeling like that, letting the energies kind of like come in and settle. Because what I'm sort of seeing is that like let's see what else. Other thing that I'm being taken to is area. but I feel like there's things happening around. When I say throat chakra, it's usually like around here. The energy that I'm feeling around here looks sort of like near the trachea, near kind of like the thyroid area. So whether you feel that you might be on like a little bit of a burnout, good to check adrenals, good to check thyroid. Again, I'm not a doctor, as I usually say in other shows as well. So Leonie, the other energy that we see with this too is blue coming in to kind of like heal and balance. Blue feels really good for you at the moment, especially over the throat chakra. Giving yourself words of self-affirmation and self-love is also what I'm seeing come up. The other thing that they're showing me is what I would call like Dr. Emoto molecules of emotion, which is positive imprints of words on you. So when we look at a word that's being cultured through like ice crystals, like in Japan with Dr. Emoto, you would see that there would be a collective pattern for words written, whether it was like love and gratitude, would have a beautiful geometric ice crystal snowflake looking picture. They're just talking about words of affirmation over your throat chakra at the moment. The other thing that they're also showing is being careful about the words that you absorb around at the moment. And Melanie's just saying, thank you so much for choosing me. I was only just asking Spirit, should I push ahead or keep floating by and being patient? Thank you so much for your beautiful question. Lovely to read for you as well. Beautiful energy. So I'm going to flip this card for Leonie. So this is interesting because we were just talking about the energies around throat chakra and things. And what I can actually see in this card of the Fool, which is interesting, you can see all these swirls and things going around. We have the energy of the heart, so this is sort of showing that, you know, you give kind of like a lot of the word they're giving me is sort of like innocence. It's like you give freely from a beautiful loving space. We'll get to some more questions soon. I'll start taking some more names to do some cards, but what I see sort of like heavily anchored is there's what looks to be kind of like an iron bar or pole around the throat chakra, around the neck. And when I look and I trace like where it goes to, hi Mike, what I see is it looks like it's going towards fruit, but I'm seeing a lot of these swirls and things that are going around. It might be sort of like missing out on opportunities. I feel like this is you putting others' needs ahead of yourself. So time to kind of like self-nurture and self-nourish at the moment is what I'm seeing for you, Leonie. And the outcome of that, I'm going to flip this really quick, is prudence. You're going to start to learn to grow and give yourself a lot more. And when you start giving to yourself a lot more will also be given from Spirit too. So start opening up to that level of acceptance and abundance. This is about, you know how like we're trained as little kids, especially as women or as young girls, when someone offers you something, there's an automatic, oh no, thank you. Like we tend to kind of like reject things. So what I'm seeing with this is learning to repattern the brain and delete old patterns around lack and around not having abundance, and start accepting abundance, start giving yourself that love, that nurturing. So important message for you, Leonie. Sebastian Roberts, let's pick a card for you. All right, and we'll get to some more questions quickly. So Sebastian, let's see what we've got here for you tonight. Okay, there's a card here. So as soon as I started to tune into your energy, I felt like a little bit feeling of burnt out. The other thing that I'm feeling too is a little bit of kind of like a pins and needles type energy. Whether sometimes this can mean like a little bit of stagnancy, it's in the left hand side of the body, in the leg. So there could be like a little bit of stagnancy or feeling a little bit numb to move ahead on the path. The other thing that I'm also feeling is kind of like a little bit of a lymphatic-y feel as well. So whether you're feeling like you might feel a little bit tired or exhausted at the moment, or feeling like you need a bit of a massage, I do feel this sort of energy around. So looking into if you need to give yourself treatment at the moment, or go get a treatment done from someone, I'm feeling this sort of energy. The other thing that I'm sort of feeling too is Spirit is showing me the word reset. So whether this feels time for a reset for you as well, I'm just also going to have a look in and see what else we get. The other thing that I'm seeing sort of, and this might be random, I'm just saying it because it's what I'm seeing, there is a cat lurking around in Spirit. So I'm seeing a cat sort of like wandering on the boundaries and just kind of checking in. It feels like a cat that's crossed over. It could be from a while ago, but I'm just mentioning it because that's what I'm seeing at the moment as well. So let's also see what else we have here. I just feel such a beautiful heart with you too. And the other thing that I'm feeling is that you have this ability to kind of like go within. And what I mean by this is some people will have what's called like a good remote viewing ability. So when they have like a protocol or procedure or like a way of anchoring and sort of like psychically zoning in on something, they can be quite good at it. So I feel that for you, Sebastian, that you would actually be really good at kind of like remote viewing or locking in onto things psychically. So whether you already do this for your friends or whether they ask for advice, Sebastian, that's cool. Yes, your spirit animal is a cat, and that would be why we saw the cat looking around in spirit. So there you go, just confirming that for you. So let's flip this card for you. We have the Ace of Swords. This is about a new start for you, possibly like on an intellectual level, or what we were just talking about as far as remote viewing. We can see this beautiful sword, which is the color of the heart, the green, and we can see that the gold, that soul mission, that life path energy is shining around that. When that sword is sort of like radiating that heart energy, the clouds clear, the pathway opens. This to me also feels what we were talking about with that ability that you have to remote view. You can see that on the top of this sword we have this golden crown energy. So this is like when you psychically put that crown on and you choose to wear it and you lock that heart energy in, you have so much available to you. You're able to sort of like go between worlds, as we would say. Oh, and I just saw, Sebastian, you said, yes, ma'am, I'm vitamin B12 deficient, so a lot to do, feeling probably very tired. Oh, this also explains too, with vitamin B deficiency, sometimes you will also get that nerve tingling or pins and needles type feeling. So that could be a sign of what I was feeling in the body when we start to describe that. So I find the sprays are quite good. They absorb quite good, being vegan myself. You know, vitamin B12 is definitely something that we all need, even meat eaters, because our soil and even the meats and things can be a little bit deficient in it now. So Sebastian's also saying, my psychic gifts are awakening and I needed to hear this. You can feel them opening really, really large. The other thing with remote viewing is it's done by doing what's called an ideogram. And what that means is that you're given like a number reference or a sequence of numbers on the outside of an envelope. And when you get the numbers, you're to tune in and do like a little scribble. And when you tap into that scribble, you want to get taste, a feeling or emotion. You want to get a noise. You want to get like a visual reference. You want to try and dive into all the psychic senses to form a picture of what that number connects to. Now, this number will be connected to a person, a place, or a thing, or something that is like a scene. With you, what I'm feeling with this remote viewing is that you have a special gift and talent to do with this, which also could be related to the gift of psychometry, which is holding or feeling an object. So practice amongst your friends. I feel that you're really gifted in this when you're open to that. So I hope this helps. Definitely there for one-on-one coaching or one-on-one psychic reading where we can step in and do a little bit more coaching around that if you're interested. All bookings through my website where we do aura drawing, we do tarot cards, and we also do talking about like your guides and things, as well as the psychic side of things and the clairvoyant side of things. So let's do a card for Nicole Mita. I think I pronounced your name. So we will get to a few more. Let me see. So we're going to get to a few more soon. Thank you for everyone joining us. Thank you, Max. Thank you, Plumea. I think I say your name, Plumea Charlotte. Julie, we're trying to get to a few more soon. And Lauren, thank you for your patience, everyone. Sebastian was saying, I was told I would be getting a message. I believe this is the message I've been waiting for. Thank you. That's beautiful. I'm so glad to hear that. It really does feel like you've got a lot opening for you this year. New friendship circles and things coming towards you as well. Namaste. So Nicole, Mita, let's pick. You wanted to pick about study or moving. Hi, Haley. All right, so let's see. So the first thing I'm feeling come up is they're addressing study. All right, let's have a look. The other thing that I am seeing is when we talk about moving, I saw sort of like a sunnier, more tropical place too. This could even just be the garden situation or setting around there. So this is for Nicole Mita. Let's see what energy. So when I tune into the energy of study, I'm seeing the colors of blue. Now, to me, when we have blue come up, this usually speaks about healing. Sometimes it speaks about psychology, counseling, communication type things. But then sometimes you'll get communication come through in obscure things like art, which is very beautiful, but it's a different way of communication. What I'm sort of feeling like around this is study, but not in a conventional way, is what they're showing me. I'm sort of seeing there's a different layer or a different side to the study. Let's see what else we get. And it could even be that it's undecided. Maybe you're still thinking about it. Let's have a look. Oh, hello to Teresa from Canada. Beautiful to have you on here. I'm sure it's very early where you are. So let's also see when we flip this card. Yeah, so we have the Knight of Cups. So this has a lot of blue heart energy as well, as sort of like delivering messages, coming... to me, this speaks of different worlds too, because we have this peacock that comes from the spiritual realms. There's kind of like hiding in the corner of this. So this was for Nicole. But there's a knight on shining armor that has that heart energy, that has that blue angel wings, that healing frequency that we talked about. He has the Cancerian energy in the cup. So Cancer traditionally is a feminine sign. It's connected to do with the moon. And it's also like a nurturer, a nourisher. It has that sort of like mother carer type energy. So this is the healing energy we talked about. I feel that you have a lot of this around you. So possibly looking at your study, if it involves some kind of taking care or like communication or that where you're looking after people, I feel that this is really well suited. Sometimes we will do this even in jobs that perhaps we wouldn't think of. So like anything that involves kind of like a therapy or looking after people, even things like you know, hairdressing or salon work, or even like saying the word tour guide and things as well. You know, you're still involved in looking after and caring. So hope that helps to do with study. That was the energy that we had coming up at the moment. So looking into possible caretaking roles and things as well. So let's get to a few more. So we have Haley Marie. And we have Helen Bowyer and Teresa Talbot. Okay, so Haley Marie, let's get to you first. Thank you everyone for joining, and I appreciate all your patience too while I try and get to as many as we can. All right, so Haley Marie. All right, so when I close my eyes, I'm starting to see violets and I'm starting to see aqua. So violet to me speaks about like the spirit world. It speaks about spiritual vision. It speaks about third eye opening. When I get the color come in with that connected to do with the turquoise and aqua, to me this speaks about looking into past lives, both the color combination together. So on a spiritual level at the moment, your guides, you're welcome, Nicole. So on a spiritual level at the moment, your guides are kind of like trying to send you messages through your dreams. So pay attention to your dreams. This was for Haley Marie. I'm going to flip this card. Oh, look at this, that violet color that we just talked about. This is the card of victory. This is about things lining up. So we've got this kind of like action of the wands coming in. It is the Six of Wands. So on a spiritual level, this is representing too, there's foundations and there's layers and things that are being built as well. The other thing that we have with this is it has Leo and Jupiter expanding things. So give yourself like a little bit more confidence around the dreams and different things, possibly looking into different teas that enhance dream journeys. So checking with a naturopath or like you know, herbal professional, but things like mugwort are great for visionary side of things, passion flower, valerian to sort of like relax and settle in. Having an amethyst next to your bed is amazing for remembering dreams. Once you start sleeping with an amethyst next to your bed, it's highly unlikely that you'll remove it, because amethyst helps remember and anchor those dreams. And when we look at the color of this card, it has that beautiful amethyst color too. but we can see at the top of these wands or staffs, there is that Egyptian energy. So remembering to look into past life energies this year, because I feel like it's helping you to break patterns and to release things that you no longer need in life, but also to help you discover and dive into your gifts and talents, it feels like as well. So we have Helen Bauer, I think it is, or Boyer. We will get to some more people very soon, so thank you for your patience. All right, so we're picking a card for Helen. It's funny, when I was just picking that card then, I almost wanted to make like a musical note or a chime or something. Oh, hi Deb. Lovely to see you on here as well. I'm going to get to some people soon. Thank you, Hayley. You're very welcome. Thank you. So for Helen Boyer, the energy that I'm feeling with this is when I picked the card, there was like spirit was like singing a note, and I feel like they wanted to come through and do what would be called sort of like a tone or a song. So please like pay attention if there's something that you feel that you need to like voice or get off your chest at the moment. I feel that spirit is helping you move towards this, whether there's going to be some sort of like resolution or something that you speak is going to help kind of like, it's almost like they're at a standstill with this. So whether you felt that you're at a standstill and there's something that you're not speaking or not talking about, they're talking about just start to voice it, start to make noise. So it's that saying that even if my voice shakes, I'm going to start to speak my truth. There's that sort of energy. Let's flip this card. Yeah, look at this. Princess of Wands. And look where the tiger's tail is around the throat chakra. Don't let anyone hold you back from speaking. And if it's not safe to speak, make sure you can speak to someone where it's safe, or a neutral place or counseling where it is safe for you to speak. So, there are people that care about you, and seeking a medical professional or health professional if you do feel that you need to kind of voice things or shift things off your chest, because they're showing me things on the chest. So this can also sometimes represent a feeling of kind of like anxiety being built up as well around storing different things. So I hope this helps. Hold strong. You are holding the wand of the sun. So you are meant to illuminate and bring a lot of this light to the world, but you need to remove things off your chest or speak your truth, is the energy we have, because this is Aries energy too. So summon up some of that inner strength, that fire, start to kind of like tap into that passion again, and that will help to kind of break that cycle. So I hope that helps. So we will pick for Teresa Talbot, who is patient over in Canada. Thank you very much for getting jumping online tonight. So we'll pick a card for you. Okay, so this might sound random. Spirit is showing me the energy of a trampoline, and I'm even getting sort of like that joking voice of, I think it was in The Simpsons. Thank you, Helen. That's lovely. Thank you. Yeah, so for Teresa, over in Canada, what I was seeing was the image of a trampoline, and Spirit's showing me sort of like jumping up and down on a trampoline. To me, this speaks about sort of like getting into that youthful, free-spirited energy that we had as a child, but we don't actually realize at the time that we're exercising. Trampolines also, to me, represent like that lymphatic movement in the body. So getting kind of like that energy flowing, moving out stagnicity, also getting like the lymph flowing and starting to like get rid of and purge different things that we no longer need, things that are keeping you stuck or things that are keeping you grounded. I'm seeing them give us the word purge, but they're really wanting to try and bring in this fun jumping kind of energy of trampoline. It's like to do a purge in life or do like an audit in life, but look at it from like a fun point of view. Spirit is trying to like get things moving, but from like a fun way. So let's flip this card. Yeah, look, we've got a Chariot. So this is about getting things moving. This is a Swords card. So this energy has the heart because it's like the green. So it's like, tap into that heart center, tap into that kind of like love, creativity, this jovial, youthful energy to manifest. So he has that bowl in the center that's green but housed with a gold icosahedron. So for me in sacred geometry, when we see an icosahedron, this speaks about manifestation. This is about putting your dreams and your ideas and your vision down into heart energy, down into feeling, seeing it manifest and unfold in the way in which you would want. But before we put that imprint there, we must remove the clutter out of our lives. We must like balance it and vibrate it out. And you can see this chariot is cutting up a new dimension. You can see there's crystal shards and things that are being cleared and purged out of life with that. So that's really interesting that we talked about a purging or an auditing needing to take place. The other thing that we have is he has the sword upon his back and he's not sort of fighting, but it's almost like he's being careful to point that sword against anything that could come back from the past in order to kind of like ward it off. The other thing that we have in the left hand side, now remembering left is our receiving hand. In the left hand side he has a tool called a sickle, which is a harvesting tool. So I'll just hold that up again so you can see. So there is the golden sickle that he has. So this is about planting those seeds of manifestation, but being ready to harvest. It doesn't feel like it's long between throwing things out, clearing out the past, to new things coming forth in the future. And I do feel that you have little teammates helping you here too, or whether this is children that are helping to sort of like get organized, or it could even be friends that just, you know, love that organization thing. So yeah, very interesting energy. Let's jump over to a couple of others tonight. How are we going time wise? Okay. Jeb Cook, let's see. And D Stella. Brisa Kavan or Kavana. Sorry, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Okay, let's start with you guys. So we have Deb Cook first. This card just started to come up. So when I was shuffling, Spirit told me to stop, and it was the card at the bottom of the deck. This to me speaks of a choose your own adventure card, Deb. So I feel like Spirit's saying, I give you permission to choose your own path with things. So you may have been like trying to like weigh things up or try and balance things out, or try and, you're so welcome, Teresa. Thank you for your question as well. And good luck with everything as well. So yeah, Deb, this choose your own adventure card, I always see as sort of like a fork on the path. So we've been traveling. Sometimes we'll have like that Gemini or Libra energy of, oh, I don't know which way to go. I feel sort of like a little bit stuck. Let me just see something, guys. Sorry. Sorry, guys. So yeah, this I feel is kind of like permission from Spirit, or permission to choose like what feels like your best and highest good. So when we have this come up, it's not that there's a right or wrong way for things, it's that there's different experiences. So looking at what is the experience that's best for my growth, or rephrasing it and looking at is like, what is the most fun experience, or what do I desire to have as far as experience on my path. So possibly writing a list around this. This is kind of what this card represents. So I hope that helps, Deb. So remembering I do have a couple of spots coming up for next week still available for psychic readings. That I recommend the 1 hour session, because it gives us time to really dive in and look deep into different things. Sorry guys, let me just do something here. Almost done, guys. Thank you for your patience. Sorry, just had, thank you. I just saw some of you said troll alert, very medium. Thank you. So yeah, Also, just letting everyone know, no one else does my bookings for me. It's all done directly through my website, which is www.solreta.com. So yeah, never book any readings that aren't through myself personally. So let's have a look if there's anything else that we need to do. Sorry guys. All right, hopefully they've just changed the way that you block trolls. So hopefully that is done. So yeah, we're getting to D Stella. So you're welcome, Deb. Thank you for your question. So D, when I went to shuffle the card, the one that came out is the Nine of Wands, Nine of Strength. This is the spiritual strength. So we can see here, for me, this speaks about going through possibly like a dark night of the soul, or what we would feel as an eclipse moment. So the moon is deeply emotional. It brings different things up. So you may have gone through something just recently, feeling possibly like a little bit towards emotions and that with this Capricorn new moon that we've just cycled past. So allowing that to settle, seeing how you feel over the next couple of days, and even going into that next moon phase as well, things might feel a little bit different. This is reminding you that you are the creator with your own sun. So when you plug in the physical feet on the ground and connect into that higher self energy and call in spirit, it allows you to sort of like summon up this inner strength. We have this beautiful energy of the core star in the background. When you focus on these things, and you shoot high for it, because we have the Sagittarius energy with it as well, you start to actually get things come into alignment with you. You start to find like the inner reserve of strength, and start to kind of like put the energy moving forward and move into kind of like chariot moving forward energy. Let's just pick another card for you, because I feel that Spirit's telling us to do that. Flip this card. Yeah, so whether you're overcoming something, this sometimes can also be like a relationship ender or a broken heart energy. It's a card of sorrow. It's 3 swords. In some cards, it's 3 swords piercing a heart. In this one in particular, there's Saturn constriction type energy, or whether there's been like rules and different things set out with Libra. So Libra is the card connected, or sorry, the planet connected to do with Venus. So sometimes this is also about the heart and that. But yeah, Spirit's encouraging you to find that strength again. But first to let go of like the old energies and different hurts from the past. So I hope that helps, Dee. So we're picking a card for Breezer, and then we will take some more. So I'll get to some more questions very, very quickly. And I'm just deleting a few of our spamming ones. Thank you for everyone for your patience. And yeah, thank you for the beautiful energy that we have on here as well. So this one is for Breezer. So what I'm feeling when I pick this card, it feels almost like the voice of Spirit calling on the wind. And what I mean by that is I'm hearing music that sounds like Lorena Mechanic. So I'm not sure if you know who she is, but she has a very otherworldly, ethereal voice that seems enchanting, and it's almost like alluring. And it sort of gets you to go to what I call like beyond the veils. So maybe listening to some Lorena Mechanic music, there's some on YouTube, some on Spotify. Let it kind of like take you on a journey, because that's what I'm seeing at the moment is Spirit wants to take you on a journey. I feel like they want to lift you up off the ground and kind of like hold a little bit of the weight at the moment. So whether this is about kind of like trying to release things and trying to not feel that things are as heavy, or whether you've been holding heavy things from last year and Spirit's trying to like soften the ground for you. Let's flip this card. Yeah, look at this. We have this card of indolence. So I feel that Spirit is trying to help you in relation to this and trying to lighten the load. So this is an 8 of Cups. It represents possibly originally having a vision or having kind of like a template for how things were supposed to be. But unfortunately in this card, we have the energy of Saturn and we have that Piscean energy too. So sometimes going with the flow doesn't always lead to where we want. Sometimes we go with like the heart flow or the gut, and it can lead to sadness. Whereas sometimes like going with mental flow can lead that way too, or sometimes we will have trusted our heart, trusted our gut, but it won't lead to where we first kind of like designated ourselves to go, if that makes sense. So sometimes when we follow our heart and gut, we're actually more listening to our mind of the outcome that we want, so it doesn't always end up well. So Spirit is sort of showing me like lifting you up off the ground for a minute so that you can write down where it is that you want to go and reset the course. We can see here that these cups are a little bit chipped. Oh, we haven't done for you yet Plumilia, so I'm just trying to get to as many as we can. Let me see. I'm just making sure we don't have anyone on here that's not meant to. So yeah, Breezier, feeling this energy, but Spirit's talking about write a new template. We can see on a spiritual level, oops, where is it? The top part, it didn't quite work out on a higher mind, but you still have that beautiful energy to flow through from yourself. See these lotuses that are coming from the center? The water and emotion are still connected here, but possibly like who you were focusing on was possibly not the right person, or not the right goal to focus on, but you still have energy, you still have reserves. We just need to reset course. So let's see what happens when we start to reflow, redirect. I'll flip this card. Yeah, Dominion. So this is a Two of Wands, which has a lot of Mars and Aries energy. So this could also be possibly dealing with someone who might be like a little bit fly off the handle, possibly a little bit fiery, someone who can be like a little undecided or non-committal, or something that possibly has not really like had that grounding, that could be like a little bit spiraling out of control. I feel like it could be a little bit harder to shake. So yeah, really redesigning what it is that you want in your life, looking into kind of like the tools of manifestation. And what I mean by that is looking into creating first the idea or the thought, then also going with anchoring that feeling of what it is that you desire to manifest, and then also putting it into action, and that will help to lead to an outcome. Sometimes even we can do this and it doesn't always work out. It doesn't mean that perhaps like you know, that we didn't do it right. Sometimes Spirit has something that's better or like a higher good for you. So really important to look, if you're manifesting something, is it for your best and highest good? Sometimes like our mental mind will want something almost as if it's like a craving. But then we have to look, okay, is this good in the long run? Is it good for our soul? Is it good for like our soul development and things? And I also see that Breeza, you said, yes, my ex and his new partner resonates very much with me. Yeah, you can feel that energy around. So I feel that it's to really release those old patterns. Look at like if there's anything that you might be putting out for, or anything coming towards you that could possibly be like the ex, because sometimes the universe will send us a message when you know, we've already said, okay, we've had enough of this. And don't worry guys, I am deleting and trying to block at the same time as talking. So yeah, it's really like looking at, okay, have we done all we can to break that pattern of past relationships? Because the universe will keep bringing the same thing in a different package over and over and over again. So let me see how I can do this. Oops, sorry guys. Facebook is not exactly working that well right now. Okay, hopefully that might be the end of that. Let's get to some more, and I hope that helps for you, Breezer, as well. Just deleting as we go. Okay, hopefully we've calmed this as well. So Breezier said, very much, truly amazing. Thank you so very much. Hopefully better days to come. And that's what I felt, you know, with picking those cards as well. I did feel like that there's a better, it's to get back to the drawing board is a way that Spirit would talk about it. So I'm just going to check how long we've got to go. I'm sorry, guys. I know this is annoying. All right. So hopefully, let's go to someone else to read for. All right. So everyone, I'm just trying to delete this toll that we have on here. Because for some reason Facebook is not doing its job tonight. So let's see. So we have Simone Capitoli. Let's do a card for you. Everyone, please ignore if Hotasa is the name that I can see from Nigeria. They are not doing readings tonight. They are not part of our group. I'm trying to block them. So I'm so sorry for anyone who's being spammed by this person. Facebook is not doing anything about it right now. So anyway, we're doing a reading for Simone Capitoli, I think I say. All right. So the first thing that I'm seeing for you, Simone, is I'm seeing a lot of green heart energy around you. And what I'm being shown is there's an image of kind of like a dove coming in from the left-hand side. I feel that Spirit is actually trying to come through with a message for you at the moment. So let's flip this card. Yeah, we have this here, which is like 10 of Wands. So the energy that we're getting with this is Sagittarius too. So I feel that there is something, whether you had an intention or something to receive a message, I feel that this is coming through strongly, but they're telling you to stay centered in your heart. And I'm seeing what seems to be like a stabilizing kind of pillar energy. They're talking about do not waver or do not kind of like fold or kind of like acquiesce to other people's energy at the moment. Hold strong in what it is that you want. I'm seeing the ocean come in and kind of like bombard. And what I mean by this is, you know how like you'll see big rocks and things in the water? And sometimes this will also be like the water will wear away. There'll be we need a resilience to kind of like stand up against different emotions and things that hit us. They're showing me this around the heart. So whether there was anyone in the past to do with like saying things that were perhaps unkind or deflating like self-confidence or different things like that, I feel like Spirit is saying you know, like hold strong in your heart energy. Really focus on what it is that you want to have in your heart, if this makes sense. This is really about like having confidence in yourself as well, is what I'm seeing connected to do with this. So we do have a little bit of Saturn energy coming in, which Saturn sometimes can be about control. It can be about constriction, different things like that. So just paying attention to anything that makes you feel like you're held down, or that there is that kind of like constriction or control. So yeah, I hope that that helps, Simone. All right, so Lauren Kate, let's have a look. I don't know if we have any of my other readers on here at the moment, but if there is, I'm not sure if you can help with blocking this person who keeps spamming, because I'm trying to do it on here and Facebook is not doing a thing about it. So remembering never to book, if you're booking a reading with me or any of the other readers, go directly to that reader. We never book through other people. Some of the other readers might book through something, but always go to their website. So let me just see if this works again. And I think we will have time to do another one. Okay, Justine, will I be moving this year or in next year? Let's have a look. You're welcome, Simone. Thank you so much for your patience with this as well. So Justine. All right, so moving. All right, so what I actually saw was kind of like a blue portal up around the head area. So the energy that I'm getting with this is there needs to be a healing around the higher mind, is what I'm seeing in order to move on. Because what I'm seeing, like when you've tried to move in the past, it feels like it's met with blocks. So they're showing me there tends to be something to be healed or communicated around a block type level, is the energy that I'm getting. And then I'm seeing like a green light come up to do with this. So let's flip this card. Yeah, look at this. We have the Tower moment. So we have a little bit of like old Mars energy associated with this. So with the Tower moment, sometimes this may be someone else around you having a tower moment. So whether it feels like that it's like moving out the way so someone can have their kind of like crash and burn type scenario happen. So with the tower moment too, we can see that there is this energy of the all-seeing eye at the top with the dove. So what we want to do is have that higher vision, which is funny. We spoke about a portal type thing at the top. So in this card, it looks like a portal, even though it is an eye. So really interesting. We need to look at this vision above the top. There's also the piece with the dove in this too. So yeah, I feel that this is holding that vision for what it is you do want to do. It's also about taking yourself away from others that might invoke this kind of like tower moment too. So we want to be selective about the energy and the environment that we put ourselves into, because it could lead to sort of like having that tower moment, if that makes sense. So yeah, let's see, when we sort of like give things a pause for a bit, I'll pick a card. It leads to victory. So perhaps the timing is not quite right. The thing that I'm being shown, I'm just having a look in. They're showing me 3, 4, 8. So whether there's a couple of steps, so really focusing on what you need to clear and sort of like pop aside in life, what it is that you need to call in is the energy that I'm seeing in relation to this. So that gets you to that victory moment. It helps things to line up. We have Leo leadership energy, and we also have this beautiful abundant Venus energy, Jupiter energy right at the top of this card, but it's fitted with this purple background. So really gorgeous energy. I'm just also deleting at the same time comments from this person. Hopefully they've been blocked. Thank you everyone. Oh, and Simone said the colours behind you are very beautiful. Thank you so much. That's so sweet of you, because I am on a blank wall. So it must be aura colours tonight. I am on a beautiful holiday, so that's good. Let's get one for, let's see. All right, so we probably have time to maybe do 1 or 2 more. Josephine Miller, let's get one for you. I see that you're home with pleurisy at the moment. Would absolutely love a reading. All right, so, all right. Oh, this is interesting. Oops, I accidentally shuffled with the cards up the right way. I don't usually look at them unless they fall out. So we have this defeat. This is talking to me about looking into the spiritual reasons around the pleurisy. So is there something around, like, you know, trying to get things off your chest? What is it that you need to say? The other thing that I'm seeing too is talking to yourselves, giving yourselves like beautiful words of affirmation, and talking to your body very kindly, and talking to your heart very kindly is what I'm also seeing. I'm also seeing violet being very healing at the moment, and blue being very healing. And remembering, I'm not a doctor, but it can't hurt to pop, you know, violet color over your chest, or beautiful blue healing color over your chest. Let's flip this card. There's the moon card coming. Look at the moon at the bottom, how it looks like cellular healing, and it looks like something sort of like birthing and exiting the body. This is like a womb space type thing. So this could also denote something shifting and moving. Sometimes this will also be to look into past life stuff, or look into the emotions, because it is the moon. So look at the deeper underlying emotions, doing possible Google around the emotions to do with pleurisy. Let's have a pick of the cards when we shift or work with it from this point of view. We go to the Aeon, which is another birthing womb card. So what is it that you're also on a positive level wanting to focus on? There is flames of transformation around you with this. So step to this, step to that flames of transformation, walk through that energy, that dark night of the soul, because there is something new to birth. We have this beautiful Nut, who's like the mother sky goddess who gives to her children. Spirit is working with you in this case as well. So very interesting energy. I hope that that helps, and I hope that it helps lift your spirit as well. So let's have a look. We've got Jeannie. So for anyone who's missed a reading tonight, we did do a general reading at the start, going over what's happening for the next coming week. We also talked a little bit about Capricorn energy, because we've had a lot in Capricorn over the last few days, from the sun, the new moon, Pluto, and we also had Venus in Capricorn too. So Jeannie, let's have a look. Oh, one of my cards is flipped upside down. Let's have a look. You're welcome, Justine. So Jeannie, let's have a look. Spirit is playing a little joke. They're doing the genie, the genie music from I Dream a Genie. They have a good sense of humor. What I'm seeing come in at the moment is I'm seeing golden light come in, and I'm also seeing what looks to be gold pieces and kind of like abundance type energy. I'm flipping this card. We have the card of the Devil. There might be someone around that's possibly, sometimes when we have the card of the Devil, it can be a block or a stop on the road. It can feel like a dead end, or it can feel like a speed bump coming up. Have a look if there is anything like that happening at the moment, because I feel that that's sort of I'm getting throat chakra stuff with this as well. I feel that this is blocking things around abundance. So when we shift that and we start to move that from throat chakra and from your like channel and remove those blocks, we get this card, the card of virtue. And look at this, it's that golden frequency, that golden energy we just talked about coming down. But there's confidence with this. There's sun energy, there's Aries energy, there's kind of fire, there's this star burning forth, and things lining up. So remove the blockages and things will start to line up a little bit more on an abundance level. So looking on physical, spiritual, emotional level about abundance, and what is it that we need to clear on each and every single one of those levels. So pen and paper out, look at blocks on each of those levels. So sending you all lots of love. Thank you so much for joining me. For bookings, go to my website, solreta.com, which is SOLRETA. Otherwise, I've left the link in this show from tonight. Thank you so much for bearing with me through spammers that we've had on here as well. And I'll see you next week. Bye.